Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual Spotlight series. Today, I am joined by Mary Armendariz. She is an intuitive healer, motivational speaker, and retrieval guide. Her passion is helping others raise their vibration and step into their own individual power, which I'm super excited to talk to you today, Mary, about all of this. Thank you so much for coming on the Spiritual Spotlight series.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm excited to offer your listeners some tips and tricks how to keep our vibration up and keep moving through life in a higher quality vibration.
I love that. So, Mary's mission is to help you retrieve your personal power so you may achieve mental, physical, and spiritual happiness in your daily life. I think that is right there. That is what so many people right now are seeking and striving for. And I want to ask you this: how did you come up with that mission?
So just a little bit of a
Of
backstory,
course.
Rachel. I grew up with a family of 10, and I'm the ninth, and we were Catholic,
Mhm.
and there wasn't a lot of love to go around, to be honest with you. And then going to upbringing in a Catholic
Yeah,
belief, I was scared of God. I never
I'm
felt
sure you
love.
were. Hmm.
And then you get pounded into you that, if you do something wrong, you're guilty, you should be ashamed of yourself, and it's just not a great way to grow up. So you got all this programming inside of you.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up having a child when I was, a junior in high school. So here it comes, the guilt, the shame, the unworthiness. I'm not good enough. Scared to death to tell my parents. One of my sisters actually told, yeah, it was like I was so freaked out because,
Yeah.
it's wrong. You did something very wrong. So, so long story short, I ended up marrying a man who was 15 years older than me, and he had complete control over me.
Oh my
So
goodness.
whatever I didn't have a voice, and I was a big bright light.
Hmm.
Didn't like that I was a big bright light. So always stepped on me, put me down, always put me in my place. Until my daughter said, "Mom, you need to read this book on the angels." So, Rachel, I picked up this book of the 12 archangels, started reading it, and things started triggering.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't need to live in fear. I don't need to live in anxiety. I can call my energy back. I have power within myself. And I was always giving my power away to everybody else,
Hmm.
and it was depleting you. So that's how power retrieval got started.
Yeah.
Was the tools that I learned, I've wrapped them up, and now I'm offering them to other people to learn how to retrieve your power. And people have got to understand that we're made out of energy. So energy is very important to what you're thinking,
Hmm.
what your emotions are,
Hmm.
because you're leaking it.
Yep.
When you're not in your highest state, you're leaking your energy. But the grandest thing is guess what? Energy never dies and you can bring it back. So that's basically how power retrieval got started
I
with the
love that.
yeah.
So, power retrieval is a fundamental aspect of your work. Can you
Mhm.
elaborate on how this process works and its significance in helping individuals to achieve, like we said, mental, physical, and spiritual happiness in their daily lives?
Yes. So the way I work is we first start with an intention, and you have to be willing. Willing is very strong. And you need to learn how to start saying, I am. When you
Mm-hmm.
say, I am, you're calling on your oversoul.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's where you wanna tap into. That's where we really wanna learn how to live our life with our oversoul. So, basically, what I'd like to do is sit down and go, "Okay, let's discuss where are you, feeling, unworthy,
Mm-hmm.
guilty, any of those things, trauma, all of that." We look at that, and what I do is I take them to the library of beliefs because it's a belief system inside of us. And that's what's making us stop in our tracks
Mm-hmm.
with fear, stop in our tracks with anxiety, and we're not able to move forward for our true potential in life. So I take people into the library of beliefs. Now, the library of beliefs is your subconscious, but this is using your imagination and your intuition to clear yourself. So this is super powerful.
Yeah.
And you know from your work that the subconscious has many layers. So if you look at it like a house, right? You
Mm-hmm.
start with with the attic, and then you go to the kitchen, you go all the way
Yeah.
down to the cellar, and then the basement, and then the dungeon. But as we clear and as we go through life in our evolution journey here, you'll notice that I thought I cleared that. And it's like, no, it's coming rising back up again because it's time for you to clear it.
Right.
So I like to take people and go through the library of beliefs. And then we use a lot of violet fire energy to release that
Mhm.
out of us because things get collected in our cells.
Yeah.
So I use the angels and the violet fire energy to flow through you so you can release all this stuff. So that's basically
Mhm.
what I do with power retrieval. And then I teach you how to bring all the beautiful energies back in and learn how to be tapped in.
Mhm.
And the biggest thing is the divine feminine and masculine mind. We want to be at the highest vibration and we tend to live in the lowest vibration. So I show people how to live at your highest vibration. So there's a lot of yummy things that go on in power retrieval.
There there is. I mean, as you're saying that, I'm like, ooh, violet flame of transmutation, Saint Germain. Like that's just right there. That is such powerful work, and I love that. I love the concept of the library of beliefs because we all have at our core beliefs that maybe just aren't true. Like like you being in Catholic upbringing and being told that you're not worthy because of these actions, like that shame and that guilt that gets impacted on us. It's profound, and I love the fact that you are showing people, look, there's a different reality. What
Mhm,
this over here is fear and people trying to hold you down and control, but over where you're at is transformation, liberating, freedom, success. I love
mhm.
that.
And it works, and it
Yeah.
works quickly. The most powerful tool we have is the violet flame or
Hmm.
transfer. So the color violet is transformation and forgiveness.
Right.
And
Right.
a big thing too is, everybody's looking for forgiveness from others. Nope,
Mm.
nope, no. Forgiveness only comes from you, and that's a big thing too, because what do we learn in, religion? Oh, you gotta go through me. You gotta go through me because 'cause I'm gonna ask God to forgive you, you shame little thing. No. It's and
You
you gotta
shame. Shame.
pay and you're gonna have to pay me some bucks too, right?
Yes.
Right? And it's so this religious belief is so horrible
Hmm.
how it just locks us up.
Right.
Like, I was so scared of God. I never felt love. I used to cry as a little child in church and just say, "I just wanna feel loved. I
Oh,
just
that's so
wanna feel loved."
sad.
So I never learned how to love myself.
Right.
And that's the key is to learn how to love yourself and respect yourself
Hmm.
because then you're opening the doors to bring in because you're releasing that to bring in more great stuff to you,
Right.
to change your reality. You know this saying, as within, so without,
Right.
right? What does that mean? That means whatever I'm feeling on the inside is a direct reflection of what's going on around us. Period. Done.
Absolutely.
So you got to
Absolutely.
learn how to change that vibration,
Hmm. That is
you
so, so
know?
true. You're
Mhm.
bringing up, as you're talking, you're bringing up so many memories for me because I went to Catholic high school and I was Baptist, and just right
Yeah.
there, I was a sinner, and I used to get kicked out of class all the time because I'm like, I'm not a sinner. They're like, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's this crap? Like,
I know, and I never got it. Going to church, I never because I went to all Catholic girls'
yeah.
schools, right?
Oh
And
my
it was
gosh.
oh, yeah, I got pounded and I was like my skirt kept flying up, and I kept pushing it down.
No,
"Oh,
ma'am.
you're the one. You're Mary, the one who got pregnant." "Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am." So, but it was I mean, my daughter was a gift,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And everybody
100%.
asked me, "Are you sure you wanna keep her?" I'm like,
Why wouldn't I?
there's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, right? And I think why this happened was I needed to love somebody and be
Mm.
loved by somebody,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It's wild how you look back at your patterns,
Hmm.
but my patterns were always like that. It was unworthiness and giving my energy to other people.
Oh my goodness. So let me ask you this. I know that you are a motivational speaker and
Mhm,
you've spoken at various conferences and your
mhm,
self-healing products have gained recognition. Could you
mhm.
delve into some of the core teachings or techniques that you often share with your audience to help them discover and utilize their inner power for freedom, self-love, and abundance?
Yes, I do. So, at the conferences, what I like to speak about is the
Mhm.
power of the divine feminine and the divine masculine.
Yeah.
So, like we talked about earlier,
Hmm.
so when we're at our highest state, our divine feminine. So, okay, let's start from the beginning. You know this because you're an angel. You work with the angels, and you know that the angels are feminine and masculine, right? And God is mother, father, God, right?
Right.
Sound and light. What is sound and light? Sound is the mind, so that's the mental, and light is the emotion, and that's the feminine.
Hmm.
So when we're working at our highest, we have our highest vibration of the divine feminine, divine masculine. You're in perfect balance for your intuition to kick in. When you're at your lowest, that's when you're. So let's go to the feminine first.
Hmm.
The feminine will take us to guilt,
Mm.
shame, blame, and that is the lowest where we can be. The masculine at the old male and the old female. That's what I like to call them, right? So the old male, what does the old male do? He takes us into the future. Oh my God, how am I going to control that? How am I going to control my kids? How am I going to control my partner? How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to manipulate
Hmm.
this? Or the past. Oh my God, the past is going to come up. So where are you? You're at a low vibration. You're not in the present point. So what you do is you do a brain switch. And here we go again. We're going to use the violet fire to switch that brain.
Hmm.
Or you could basically go like this. Ego, shut up, sit down, and listen.
Yes, ma'am. So true.
Because you need your feminine and masculine to work in tangible
Hmm.
and perfect balance because that's when your intuition is coming in and that is when you are connecting to your higher self.
Hmm.
That's when all the yummy juices are coming in and you know you're on your right path. So yeah, I teach. I
Yeah.
love to teach about that. And then I have my healing products,
Hmm.
and those were Nordstrom called and said, "Hey," and I went, "Wow," because I listened to the angels, and the angel said, "You're going to do healing kits." And
Oh,
I said, "Okay." And then Nordstrom called, and I was like, "Wow, okay, I really believe I believe I'm on the right track." But now it's like, nope. Now you're here to talk. You're here to get the exercises out here.
yeah.
You're here to help people raise their vibration and get their power back.
I love
I
that.
don't know if I answered your question.
You did. And I when you were saying it, you I like that you brought up the ego and how the ego does tend to get in the way of us kind of becoming more balanced, becoming more harmonized, and because we get in that ego state of mind. I always say in my work, I put my ego, to the side as a curious bystander. So how
Yeah.
do you really help people to realize that their ego is driving them and to really kind of, all right, shut up, put them aside.
Well, because if
Mm,
they're on repeat patterns or their beliefs keep coming out, that's the ego getting in charge. Or they are so low in depression.
mm,
Depression. So when we get in our lower state of mind, the depression will come in and it's hard to swim back out of that darkness.
yeah.
So what I do is I teach people to swim in the violet fire river. So
Ooh, I
that's
love
how you
that.
clear yourself.
Yeah.
So you jump in the violet fire river and you
Mhm,
start clearing yourself. I release, I allow, and I let go. Any fear, any doubt, any of that. You start swimming, and all of a sudden, and then you call on the angels. Angels, help me. Help
right.
me release this. Help me. And another great thing is too, is you call on your higher self. Now, your higher self, like we just talked about, is feminine, masculine,
Mhm,
right? And so you call them in, you go stand in the violet fire river, and they open you up.
mhm.
So they're opening your meridians up.
Yeah.
Now you can get that energy to flow through you so you can clear that. So, yes, those are a lot of different techniques that I use to
Yeah.
help people.
As you're saying it, I keep hearing, "Just keep swimming, just keep
I
swimming."
know.
But
That's what
it's
I
true. Like,
It
I
is
mean, you're
true.
giving them a powerful tool that's easy to access. Like, I feel like sometimes as healers, there has been a tendency to overcomplicate things, and you're giving them a tangible tool. Like, okay, you're deep in the pool, you're deep in the well. Let's give you something that you can see a light at the end of this tunnel, at the
Yep.
end of this pool. And that's perfect. That's really beautiful that people are able to kind of say, okay, this is where I was and this is where I am now. So let me ask you this. Are you able to share like any story from maybe one of your clients, obviously not their name or anything like that, where you witnessed them having this powerful transformation of being in the dark, deep pool to now they're in the beautiful, bright sunlight?
Oh God,
Just like
yes.
I have
So,
millions.
well, yeah,
I
I'll
love it.
tell you one that's really awesome.
Mm,
My friend had cancer, and she was really, I mean, she was really depressed, really down and out. And I thought, this is how, so I do
yeah.
personalized guided meditations. And this is what triggered the personalized guided meditation was for her.
Wow.
And um, she was so bad in going to chemo. And now, if you've ever been in a chemo place, it's terrifying because you have all these other people. So what are they? They're all terrified.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy in there is a lot of fear and dense, low.
Right.
It's not fun to be in there.
Mm-mm.
So what I did is I did a personalized meditation for
Mm-hmm.
her, and this makes me cry because it's so beautiful. And I just had her healing herself with the violet flame, going into those spots. See, people don't understand. When you hurt yourself, that spot is saying, "Hey, recognize me.
Mm.
Hey, we have something stuck here." You're keep putting that subconscious, you keep layering, layering, layering. So we go in there and we start loving that cancer.
Mm.
Thank you, Cancer, for this story. I love you. Thank you for the lesson. It's time to go.
Mm.
So we go in and I would just teach. And so she would listen during her chemo of
Over and
all these
over.
different
Yeah.
meditations I would put together for her. Then I would do a healing meditation for her when she got home and started recovering. She came to me, she goes, "Mary, I wouldn't have done it without you. You transformed me. You helped me." And I mean, it's just so many stories like
Mm.
that of just learning how, and these tools you can do on your own. Somebody you don't need to be going to a healer constantly because the tools that I give, you can use and they're simple and they work.
Mm.
And that's the beauty of
Mm-hmm.
this.
And you did bring up a very valuable point. Your thoughts create your reality. And when we have moments like you said, it does get impacted into your cellular tissue. So if you are going through a trauma or something like that, and if you don't have the tools like a healing meditation or whatever your personal spiritual hygiene practice is, it does get embedded and stuck. And like you said, that's a part of you that's saying, hey, I need some help here. And you
Mhm,
have to be willing to look at it. And I do
mhm,
want to bring up, so personalized meditations are a significant part of your offerings.
mhm.
So can you walk us through the process of creating these meditations and to tailor them to individual needs?
Yes, yes, yes. So there's 2 ways to do this.
Sure.
One way is we sit down like you and I are,
Mhm.
and you tell me what's going on in your life, and, your guides will come through, the angels will come through and say, "Let this." So I look at what's going on.
Sure.
What's happening? Are you struggling with your career? Are you struggling with unworthiness?
Mm.
Are you trying to be successful, but something keeps stopping you? So I'll sit down and we'll talk about that, and then I will, intuitively go through and
Yeah.
ask the angels and the guides to come through and we'll create a personalized meditation. The other way is that you just write me a little email and say, "Hey, this is what's going on." And then I'll just connect and go,
Gotcha.
"Oh, okay, this is what you need to do." So basically all my meditations all start with walking through the violet fire door
Mm.
because we want to cleanse that. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
we go through the violet fire door and we enter into your heart space. And that is when the yummy, delicious stuff really starts happening because you're connecting to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing, as I tell people, you have to be willing, right? It's not going to work if you're not willing. And another important thing I want to say, Rachel, is is that, "Oh, I hear, I see, I this, that." No. Or I can't see, I can't hear, meditations don't work. It's not that. It's your intention. And you know what? Just having that intention of going in there, I'm gonna be healed.
Mm,
I'm gonna release this pain. I'm gonna forgive these old patterns I've been doing. And it doesn't matter if you can't see the colors of the meditation. It
absolutely.
still works.
Hmm.
And I think
Absolutely.
people get turned off on that because they think, "Oh, I can't see that." No, no. It really, really works.
No, you liken it to healing without feeling. Like regardless of if you can see it, if you can hear it, it doesn't matter. The healing is still occurring. And it's really that healing is going to your higher self and then it's going to your energetic body and then your energetic body is accepting it and then it's going into your physical body. So
Yep.
it's like this whole filtration of where all this healing is going to because it's in the highest vibration and it will go where you need it to go. And like you said, in the beginning of it, you're going to set the intention, which energy follows intention. And if the intention is, I'm going to be successful, well, guess what? I'm going to be successful, you
That's
know?
so true.
Yeah.
No, you're 100% correct. There was something I wanted to say on
Yeah.
that. Now it just slipped my mind.
Dun, 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 dun. You better
I
remember.
hate when that happens.
Okay.
There was some oh,
Okay.
this is what I wanted to say. Um, so we're here on planet Earth to, go through that fear is an illusion
Right.
and to remember, see, this is the tricky part. Remember that we are divine beings.
Right.
We are made in the image of God. And if we can just keep repeating that inside of us, that's when the higher self can really start bringing that energy into us.
Mm,
I mean, it's just like we're asleep, we're in amnesia. We forgot how powerful we are,
right. I liken it to
right?
being an autopilot. Like we have
Yeah,
on our blinders and we're just going day to day.
yeah.
But as soon as you, like you said, we awaken to our intuitive self. Well,
No, and it's I think that needs to be said more
mm,
because we're all walking around going, "Oh, I got to pay the bills and I got to go to work. Oh, my life sucks." Well, once you go, "Wait a minute, wait a minute. The universe is massive.
yeah,
Mother, Father, God is massive. So we're all creators and we
right,
created, we came here. There's billions of souls that are wanting to come to planet Earth, and we're the lucky ones."
right,
Some
right.
people
We
are going,
chose to come here. Yeah.
yeah.
To have a human experience.
And most people are going, "No, Mary."
Get me out.
But yes.
I want to go back. But one of our life's mission, and I would imagine you probably believe this too, is to experience life as a human, to
Right.
have senses, to be able to feel, to be able to see, to be able to experience. And like you said, to go through that fear is just illusion. One of the things that I do teach, I teach IET, which is integrative energy therapy, and they talk a lot about fear. And they say fear is false expectations appearing real. It's like that unknown that we like make it fearful. And that's a big thing that do you have clients that are coming to you that are just seeping in fear and,
Yeah.
and negativity? And
It's
how do you
worse now.
Oh, it is.
It's worse than ever right now. And what is fear? Fear is made up in our freaking mind.
Right.
It's the lower ego mind that's doing it. And then
You said to shut
once
up.
you yeah, and once you get that little touch of fear,
Yeah.
you're bringing more because you're thinking more fear, so more fear is gonna be attracted to you. So
Right.
that's why you have to do the brain switch. You put your violet fire hat on and you go, "Uh-huh, I put violet fire," and you gotta make sure it covers your ears,
Mm,
right? Because the violet fire is all here, it's crown.
right.
Cover your ears and say, "You know what? I choose to be in my divine feminine brain. I choose to be
Mm,
in my divine feminine brain, and I surrender. I surrender my ego to my higher self."
yes.
Easy,
That's easy.
right?
You just set that
And
intention every morning.
yeah, and check this out. If your brain is going so bad and you're in that fear and that anxiety, all of that, you call on Archangel Michael. He takes out his big sword and he cuts off your head. I know it
Yeah.
sounds crazy. You roll it into a boiling pot of violet fire and you let that violet fire just do your head. And I'm telling you, it'll clear that fear right away.
Oh, wow.
Another exercise that you can do, this is so awesome. You look at yourself in a mirror. Okay, you see yourself
Hmm.
looking in a mirror. and there's a, black velvet, ribbon around your neck,
Mhm.
and there's one around your hips. And what you do is you go in, you look at yourself, and then you call on Archangel Michael, and you release that one around your throat because it's not the truth. You're not in your true authentic self. It's
Mm.
holding you back from your truth. And you have them slice it and let it turn to dust to the ground. Now, around the hips, why is there one around your hips? Because it's holding you back. So you
Mm.
need to go in and clear the fear. I release, I clear, and I let this fear go. Archangel Michael. Now, once it's on the ground, you take a golden broom and sweep it out the door. These are awesome techniques
Yeah.
that work.
They're amazing. Like, as you're saying, I'm like doing that today. Like,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
love it. And I work a lot with
It
Archangel Michael, and this is just another tool to put in that toolbox.
yeah, Archangel Michael is very powerful.
Mm.
He's awesome. You know, he's the element of air. I
Mhm.
mean, not air. He's the element of fire,
Mm.
passion. Yeah. I call him in all the time.
Same.
Another thing too that's an awesome tip. If you want to keep your energy clear, this is what you do, especially if you're going out, say you're going out to big crowds or a
Mhm.
hospital, or you got to go to a restaurant, there's a bar. That's a lot of low, dense, negative
Yeah.
energy. You do this. Okay, first of all, we have the Christ chakra, that bone in the back. You
Mhm.
know the
Yeah.
Christ chakra?
Mhm.
That needs to be cleaned out regularly because that's where things can come in and attack us. So what you do is, well, I could do a whole exercise in blowing that out, but this is more important. So do you ever see the really awesome old healers, how they always wear a turtleneck or they always
Yes.
have a scarf around their neck?
Yes.
Why, Rachel?
They're covering it.
So this
I'm
is
like,
what you That's right. This is what you do. You put your favorite perfume, your favorite essential oil, whatever, dab it right there and set your intention. I am protecting my Christ chakra. Nothing's going to get in there. Yep. And then this is what you do to really ramp up your protection.
Mhm.
You call on Archangel Michael. He takes his sword, he puts it straight down your head,
Mhm.
all the way down your back, and then blow it out all the way around you. You're protected, friend.
I have to tell you, as you're saying it, I can feel that energy coming in,
Oh my
and
God.
man, that is so powerful.
I can feel it right now. He's so
I
awesome.
know. I'm like looking at my oils over here. I'm like, I want to do it right now. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Rachel,
you.
I got so many
I know.
amazing things. I've helped so many people. And it's funny because when people really sit down next to me, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't want to leave. I'm like, but you gotta leave.
Aw. You're like, goodbye.
Yeah, because it's so important for what we're doing
Yeah.
to get it out there. Because if you, I do my work, you do your
Right.
work, we're helping. It's like a
The
web.
ripple. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're helping.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, sometimes I crash, I go down, I need to go to my friends who are healers and go,
Sure.
I think I can't get rid of something that's attached to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's another thing too. Empaths, man, and that's what you see. I bet you have a lot of clients that are empaths, and
Yes.
they don't understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling. It's because they're not protecting themselves, and
Yes.
it's coming into their solar plex. You can
Yes.
feel it when you sit down next to them, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. I actually just taught a course on this about how to reconnect to your lower chakras and
Yeah.
reclaim, your energetic body. And then it's like you got to throw up your defense when you're an empath. Like boundaries, protection. Like you need to empower yourself to be an
Mhm.
empowered empath and not allow this energy to affect you. Part of it, like you said in the beginning, we're here, we're creators of, we're part of the spark, we're co-creators on this universe. Well, you need to co-create your boundary and your protection.
Yeah, every day, and
Yes,
you need to do it before you go to bed.
absolutely. When you wake
Yeah.
up, you need to have, like, and it sounds like you already have this, have a really strong solid spiritual hygiene practice,
Yes.
like
So
this. Yeah, go ahead.
this is a great thing to make sure that your field is clear.
Mhm.
Now, your field is huge, and when
Yes.
you expand, it can get big, big, big.
Hmm.
I teach people to expand all the way up as the tallest tree, and as wide as Texas.
I love it.
Okay. Now you're really in the high vibe. That's awesome. But you're at the high vibe where darkness wants to go to light,
Yeah.
right? Fear wants to go to love.
Yeah.
So we are like, oh, like I hate that. I can feel like last night my daughter and her friends came over and they brought something in the house
You're like,
and yep, I was like, "Are you kidding? I have a podcast in the morning. This."
she's
I went,
busy.
yeah, I'm like, "Oh my god, now they got me freaking out," and I'm
I
like,
love
"Oh
it.
god, girls, get out of here." But, so, what was I tell oh, yeah, okay, so when you do the white, 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 white light all
Yeah.
around you, right? This is what you do. And then you're gonna do Michael's sword because you want that blue
Yes.
protection around the white. So you're gonna do the white, 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 blue protection. Now we gotta make sure nothing can get to it.
Right.
So this is what you do. You imagine a bull running at your bubble. Did
Oh, I
it
love
pop
that.
it?
Yeah.
Did it pop it? Uh-oh. Let's build it up. Let's build it
Yeah.
up. Okay? Now you're gonna do this. Imagine a ton of arrows coming at you. Did any of them pop through? Nope. Okay, good. Now we're gonna do this because if I say something bad about you, it's going to you, Rachel.
Yeah.
So psychic attacks, right?
Yes.
Verbal
Happens all the
attacks.
time to everyone.
Okay. So you're going to imagine a vibration coming at you hard. Did it come through? Or did it come through? Uh-oh. Oh no, I better build this up again.
Yeah.
So you want it and it'll get easier and easier and easier.
Right.
And then you just want to say any entities, um, psychic attacks, probes, anything that is not undiluted love needs to get bounce off of me
Right.
swiftly and return to the central sun into love.
I love that.
And you're protected.
That is such a good piece of advice. I love that. So because I feel like I could talk to you a day, all day. But because let me ask you this. If anyone is interested in reaching out to you, how is the best way to connect with you? On your website, through email?
They can, email's fine anytime, and I'm telling you, I'll help anybody. Just reach out because it's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Um, and you could reach out at Mary Armendariz, and
Okay.
now you could reach out at powerretrieval.net. So I've
Nice.
just opened a second website on powerretrieval.net, and I'm starting a podcast. And this
Perfect.
podcast will be me talking about all these healing modalities.
Yeah.
So I'll have something about each healing thing, like things like no mistake is too big. So I'll go through and we'll talk
Yeah.
about what. So I'm going to be doing all of
Oh,
this.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
really excited about that. That's
Yeah.
my new adventure.
Do you have a name for your podcast?
It's power retrieval.
Oh, I love that. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. I am so
yeah,
excited. So
yeah.
let me ask you one more question before we wrap up. So
Mhm,
you said this in the interview that it feels like a lot of people right now are really feeling this fear and this overwhelming sense of, oh my gosh. What
mhm.
is a piece of advice that you can go to tell somebody that maybe is feeling that fear and how can they navigate through it?
Okay, first of all, stop watching the news.
Oh yeah, I stopped watching that years ago.
Okay. Stop watching the news, and when the fear comes up, the quickest way to get rid of the fear
Yeah.
is to jump in the Violet Fire River.
Oh, there you go.
Jump in the Violet Fire River. I release all the fear, anxiety, and within my body. Call in your angels and your guides. Everybody has angels. Everybody can work with archangels. Second thing, the greatest thing that works is you go stand outside. And if
Mm,
you can't stand outside, doesn't matter. Take off your shoes and imagine you have green moss underneath you. Feel it, sense it, know it. And then what I want you to do is open up your feet and see these roots coming down, down, down through the layers, all the way down to Mother Earth. She's our mother. She's our real true mother, all the way down. And then you say this, I release. I release all self doubt, fear, anxiety that I am carrying within me. I release it down to you. And I ask that your beautiful, loving mother energy come back up. Because when we're full of fear, we're actually not safe and secure.
mm-hmm.
And mothers make us feel safe and secure.
Yep.
Another great thing is ruby red. Ruby red sofa. Go lay on your ruby red sofa. Call in Archangel Chamuel. And
Mm,
what I do is, and if you need a visualization right here, the Empress, period.
I love it.
Okay. So you come and you lay on this sofa, and I put my head on her lap, and
Yeah.
she makes me feel better because the ruby red, right, is our root chakra.
Yeah.
The energy is coming up, and it's making you feel safe and secure. So those are a few tips.
Oh, that is beautiful. Well, Mary, I thank you so much for coming on the Spiritual Spotlight series. I am looking forward to checking out your podcast. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You are a wealth of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.